Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are here for episode 6 of our NHL 24 franchise mode with the Winnipeg Jets. I know it's been a while, but school has been ramping up for me. I have finals, I have term, midterm papers due and things like that. But in this episode, if you guys missed it on last episode, actually, let's break down last episode. So we went into free agency and we saw a certain defenseman that we were looking at here, a right defenseman to play alongside of Josh Morrissey. That is Christian Tanev. He only wants 1 year at $4.55 million, but we only have, if you look down there in the bottom left of your screen, 4.3. So we need to dump somebody for some cap in order to sign him. I'll go through the comments here in a second, but first things first, let's get rid of some cap. And the guy who's unfortunately going to have to fall is Mason Appleton here, making $2.165 million. It's a 79 overall. Unfortunately, it's just not quite enough. So we're going to trade him right here to the Arizona Coyotes to bring back our own 6th round selection. Why not? Let's do it. I'm not sure what the deal was with Arizona there. It might, I think it was the Jason Zucker deal, actually. So Mason Appleton going to come back home, or go back to Arizona, and our 6th round selection is going to be coming back to us. So Mason Appleton, thank you for your time here. Let's give him his due respect. Actually here, he's been in our organization for how long? I guess he did play a year in Seattle, huh? But other than that, for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years here with us. He's had great seasons as well. He had a 25-point season in 2021 or 2020-21. Unfortunately, just never found that scoring touch really ever again. But we thank you for your service here, Mason Appleton, and we wish you a good future out in Arizona, sunny Arizona. So good luck with the rest of your career, my friend. I'm sure we will see you in future iterations of, or future episodes of this series. But there goes Mason Appleton, and we have freed up some cap space. So now, before we do anything, let's look at the comments of last episode. If you guys are new here, because we did just get kind of an influx of some subs, so thank you guys very much. If you haven't subbed, and you're watching this, and because we do have a lot of people who watch who don't sub, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't hurt, right? It takes only a second, right? But either way, we're gonna look down here at the comments, and we have a comment first from Alexander. As always, we love Alexander here. He says, try to get Orlov at 50% retained and getting tucked. That would be amazing. If you can pull off both using prospects, picks, and cap dumps without subtracting from the core, go for it. Picks and prospects are of no use to us for now, and there will be a time to sell off core players and recoup for the future, but for now the team is locked and loaded, looking to contend. Dumba and Tanev are decent options if Orlov doesn't work. So this is the problem of this episode, right? Well, let's just do Fresh's comment next as well. He says, I'd go for Tanev and trade for Tuck. Not sure Orlov and Riley are really the right fit. Great draft. So we have one comment saying, go for Orlov at 50% retained, and another comment saying going for Tuck and then both of you guys wanted Tuck, right? And so I really, really, really wanted to try to get a deal done for Alex Tuck. But here's the problem. Is I was going through this, like, I don't know, for 20 minutes or so, trying to figure out how to get this done. And look at the value I have to give up. So first of all, just to give them a reasonable offer, I would give them Gabriel Velarde, right? Tuck is basically the replacement for Gabriel Velarde. He's just much better, right? So obviously we have to throw in things for him. So let's just say, and I did not want to do this, but let's just say we're going to throw in Chaz Lucius as well. 21-year-old center sniper, can be probably our second line, like, right winger of the future sniper they're playing alongside of Cole Perfetti. Like, he's got 3.5 star shooting. It's not a great shooting category. His defense is kind of lackluster, but he'll probably play in the NHL this year. Let's throw him in the deal though, because we're getting a really good player, right? So we can even rationalize this, okay? That's totally fine. But now, obviously, they're going to laugh in our face if we offer this offer. So let's give them a pick, right? Let's give them a pick. Now, I don't want to give up my first. That's the big thing that's really holding this deal back, is I don't want to give them my first. So I'm going to give them 2 second-round picks, okay? And now, okay, this is, look at that. Look at the bottom, the trade value. It looks like it's in our favor by a considerable, not a considerable margin, but by a little bit at least. You would think, okay, this is probably pretty close to going through, right? Well, you would be wrong. They say you aren't where you need to be in value offered, nor are we particularly interested in what you're sending us. So I'm going to go to the rookie skaters and see who has value on this rookie team. So Chaz Lucius has the most value. Then Artem Niazev is here, but we want to kind of keep him for defense. Could be a good player for us. So let's go with Maxim Chistov. We drafted him in which round? The 4th round. He's got low elite potential. He's a 49 overall. Might not grow into anything, but he could also get a massive spike and be like 65 overall by next season. So, kind of a gamble here, but we're going to throw him in the deal. A low elite player they're getting back for Alex Tuch. So they're getting a guy who can play in their top 6. They're getting a really highly touted prospect, 2 second-round selections, and a low elite player. And they're going to laugh in our face and say we're quite far off in value. So, guys, as much as I want Alex Tuch, and as much as, it's going to help the team out and we're going to be able to, be a little bit better, I just think that Tuch has way too much value. I mean, if we look on their team, like, he only doesn't have the most value because he's playing alongside guys like Dolly and Thompson. Other than that, his value is so high up there. Like, if we throw like Nikolai Ehlers in this deal, I don't even know if it gets through. Ehlers, they don't want him, and he has less value than Tuch. So what if we, like, it would have to be like Ehlers and I don't know, Ehlers and Chaz Lucius and Velarde. Maybe that goes through, but even that, I don't know. So unfortunately, guys, I don't want to, like, Alexander was saying don't split up the core, but if you can add around it, that would be beautiful. But for a guy like Alex Tuch, it's just so much value. Even if I throw a first in, I'll show you guys this. Even if I throw a first in here, we're going to do Gabriel Velarde, okay, Artem Kniazev, because I was looking at many permutations of this to try to get it to work, and Maxim Chistov for a first-round selection this year, okay? It means we don't have our first this year, but, we're getting Alex Tuch, we're giving up a lot, we're giving up a lot, but, getting Alex Tuch it's probably worth it. So let's see here, Alex Tuch on the block. We're giving up Velarde, Kniazev, Chistov, and a first for Alex Tuch. What do they say to this? Rejected. You're not where you need to be in value offer, nor are we interested. And look at the value. We're giving them way more value. So they're really valuing Alex Tuch, and unfortunately, because of that, we can't even give up a first to get him. And I'm not giving up 2 firsts for a guy like Alex Tuch. I know he's a great power forward, but we have power forward. Gabriel Velarde is only like 4 or 5 overall less than him. So unfortunately, I'm not willing to do this deal. But now let's see if we go over to Carolina and look at the deal for Dmitry Orlov. This is a guy who does not have a lot of value, but he does have a lot of, he's cost a lot. He's got decent speed, he's got good defensive awareness, he's got an okay shot, he's got pretty good offensive awareness, things like that, decently physical as well. He's dude who simulates okay. I mean, he was a -3 last year on Carolina. He had 37 points though, so not bad whatsoever. The big thing with Dmitry Orlov is the salary. So first off, if we were giving him up, we would have to give up somebody who they want, which is basically prospects. So maybe we give them Kniazev, okay? Value still not in our favor, and we're way over the salary cap, so they have to retain 50%. And it's just getting a computer to retain 50% is so difficult, man. It really, really is, and it really allows them to kind of fleece you a little bit, not crazy amounts, but so Kniazev would have to be in the deal, or Niazev. I still don't know how to say that. And who else do they want? We're not giving them Brodin or Pionk or Hinola. Chaz Lucius, we don't want to give them Chaz Lucius either. So it's going to have to be a forward, and then our forward core is going to look weak. So say they want, who do they want? They want to give up, okay, so they don't want anybody in the top 6, but it's probably going to have to be somebody in the top 6. So like Connor, Scheifele, Ehlers are our first line. Perfetti, Velarde, and Iafallo are the second line last year. Maybe we'll throw in Lucius up there maybe instead. Lowry, Niederreiter, Barron. So there's really nobody of value. I mean, if we give up Gabriel Velarde, our top 6 looks so weak. We're going to have Perfetti, Iafallo, and Niederreiter as our second line. And then Lowry, Barron, Kupari as the third line. Gustafsson, Johnson, Fialbi, and then Chaz Lucius as the fourth line. We're getting dicey there, but say we throw in Gabriel Velarde, value is in our favor. We could get this done, but I just think it's too many pieces to give up. Like, we're giving up our second line right winger or left winger when we can just go out and do, I know this is the boring move, boys. I know maybe some people are going to be angry at me for this, but I think the best move for the franchise right now is just to go into free agency. We were a great team last year. So just adding Chris Tanev here for 1 year at $5 million. Give him more than what he wants. 1 year, 5 mil for Chris Tanev. He can play the right side for Josh Morrissey, and then if he plays well, we can always extend him. And both people said, if you can't get Orlov, if you can't get, these other Morgan Riley, go for Chris Tanev. So, unfortunately, guys, I know it's not the flashy move. It's not that going out there and trading for an all-star like Tuck, but I could give them, I gave them a first, I gave them our best forward prospect, I gave them a good defensive prospect, I gave them Gabriel Velarde and like a first, and they still didn't do it. So I just can't process that, man. I can't afford to give up that much to get a guy like Alex Tuck. Alex Tuck's a great player. He's a great player, 60-point guy for sure. But is he gonna really, I guess he will improve the team a lot, but I just can't quite put that in there. So we're going to offer the contract here to Chris Tanev for 1 year, $5 million. I'm really disappointed because I really do pride myself on trying to get, guys that you guys want. But just for Tuck, I mean, the value was in our favor. We gave them a first, we gave them Lucius, we gave them all these players, and they still said no. So unfortunately, I'm not willing to part with 2 firsts for a guy like Alex Tuck. I'm not even willing to part for like a first and a second. Tuck is a great player, but it's just so hard. It's just really hard to justify, spending that much money on him. Looking at contracts, though, because we do have some players that we have to sign, like some RFAs. Also, we have expiring deals, guys like Nikolai Ehlers, Neil Pionk, and Gabriel Velarde. So Velarde, what did he do for us last year? I think he was like a 50-point guy, 51 points for us last year. He had a career year. I mean, that's pretty good. He had a career year with us last year. But obviously, I don't want to let my biases get in the way. So first off, Logan Stanley, how much does he want now? He still wants that 1.4, so Logan Stanley might have to go. We might have to trade him. Kniazev still also wants 1.1. So these guys, man, they're really pinching me, real bad here. And Capobianco wants 1 mil as well. Okay, so I might trade some of these guys just because we already have our defenseman set for the year anyways. Kniazev, I don't think we're going to trade, but the other two, yeah, we already have Dylan Sandberg. Dylan Sandberg's our 7th, so we're okay on the defense. So I'm going to simulate a few games, not games, oh my goodness. I'm going to simulate a few days here, and we're going to see if Alex Tuck decides to sign on with us, or if he decides to take his talents elsewhere. Oh my goodness, that coach, Rob Crooks. I gave him the exact years he wanted, and I gave him more money than what he was than what he wanted, and he still didn't come here. So if he goes to Boston, that's horrible for us. That's really bad. Oh my goodness, we can get Giroux. Like, look at this, right? We wanted to trade for a guy like Alex Tuck. Give them a first, give them Chaz Lucius, give them all these. We can get Giroux for Lucius and Pittis. Now Giroux, older guy. We don't want to give up too many of our prospects here, and those are like basically our only 2 prospects in the system. So I'm going to decline that, but that's an interesting one. And if you guys want me to do that one, we can definitely go back to it. But now I have to sign another coach, man. And the other thing is, our coach did pretty well for us, but there's still this A generalist. We want a better fit for the first line, man. Okay, this guy likes Kyle Connor. He likes Mark Scheifele. Ehlers, they'll probably get a top what is that? Like a +5 on line chemistry. This guy kind of likes everybody. Okay, is there anybody else though? Now, all the other guys are generalists, so they're all going to have similar line fits. 54, this guy really likes Morrissey. But is Morrissey on my first line right now? I don't actually know. So I think I'm going to go with... Actually, I don't know who to go with here. We need a good offense. We need good defense. Okay, so I did just go back in the archives and actually look, and Josh Morrissey is on the first line right now. So if you guys don't know, if you're looking at a coach, it's going to show you the line fit of that player for where they are currently in your lineup. So like, for example, if I put Josh Morrissey on like my 3rd defensive pairing because he wasn't playing well, it's going to show me his line fit with this coach on the 3rd pairing, not the 1st. So always keep that in mind when you're trying to get a new coach. So Josh Morrissey here fits 100% on that first line. So that's the guy I care most about. And Kyle Connor likes him, and Scheifele. Ehlers doesn't. What about... Yeah, we don't actually get to see some of the other guys because we signed them or because we like just extended them or whatever. So this guy, I think we're going to go with Ryan Couturier. I know he's not the best offer or option out there. And this guy likes Jonas Brodin, but Brodin's on that first line. He's not going to be on the first line for this season. So it's tough to say, man. It's really tough to say. This guy might be a little bit like he's more balanced, obviously. But I think we go with the better fit, Ryan Couturier. The only thing is he's A minus, and his stats are not the greatest. He doesn't have an A plus anywhere. Does chemistry really matter that much? Coach influence is low, but teaching is high. Penalty kill is high. Power play super low. Defense and offense are kind of low as well. Like, I'd rather get this guy who has better stats, and he only has like 1% less also. But he likes Jonas Brodin. Jonas Brodin, though, is going to be on that second line. And Neil Pionk, he doesn't like very much. He's also on the second line. Gabriel Velarde on the second, he doesn't like. Over here, Velarde and Iafallo both like him. Yeah, I'm going to go with this guy. I know line schemes might not matter that much, but I don't know. I just can't justify, I just like to see those pluses out there. So we're going to pay him a hefty sum here. I don't know how much, but it's going to be a lot. And also, I think EA changed this because before it would go up very, very slowly. So we're already at $8 million, $9 million. Come on. If you don't sign for 9.1 million, you're asking for like 2 mil. I mean, we're going to have problems here, Ryan. So we're going to offer him that position there, Ryan Couturier, to be our new head coach. Let me just make sure that he can be. So let's get the interim. Yeah, he's interim right here. Our former coach was Donovan Kazivi, and he had great stats, great offense, great penalty kill. Other than that, everything A minus. So he has better stats for sure, and he had a great winning record. So if our current guy does not sim well, like if we don't sim well with him, we can always switch here to Donovan. But let's see what happens there. We also have to see what happens with Chris Tanev. Maybe he will sign today. Let's see. And Tanev does sign. Your cash offer was most generous. It was easy to make up my mind about your offer. So the lines are going to be looking very good. And there's Ryan Couturier on board. So that's nice to see as well. And now, my friends, we're going to get about a month of simulating done in this one. So I will see you guys in preseason where we get to look at the lines. Okay, we also do have a message here from Kyle Capabianco who accepts his qualifying offer. Also, I got Artem Kniazev to accept his qualifying offer. So those two guys are back on board. Logan Stanley still has not said anything to us quite yet. Okay, boys, these are what the year 2 Winnipeg Jets are going to look like here to start off the year at least. We're going to go Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, Nikolai Ehlers on that first line. However, keep in mind, we can switch things up a little bit more easily here because everybody on our team basically likes playing on that first line. So we can go Gabe Velarde up there and then, kind of spread the wealth out a little bit here and go Ehlers, Perfetti, Iafallo. We can also even go crazy and go Nino Niederreiter on that first line, give some more time to Nino and have him maybe shoot the puck a little bit more. And then our second line can be Velarde, Perfetti, and Ehlers with Iafallo, Lowry, and Gustafsson on that third line, which I think is a pretty good third line. Only problem is Nino on the first line. He's definitely not a first liner. We could also go like this and put Velarde on the first line with Niederreiter getting a +2 with these two. So, a lot of stuff to think about, but to start the season off, we're going to go with the lines that made us, the second or third best team in the NHL last year. We're going to keep those lines. So we'll keep Perfetti with Iafallo and Velarde, but if these guys don't start to turn it around, I want like a 20 goal, maybe 25 goal season out of Cole Perfetti would be very nice. So we'll see what he can do. On defense is where it's a little bit dicey. So Josh Morrissey loves this coach, and Chris Tanev likes him a little bit. We get a +3 on that first line, which is great. Second line, 0. I can deal with a 0 here with Neil Pionk and Jonas Brodin on the second line. Third line, though, with Dylan DeMello and Ville Heinola get a -3, which is really rough. And I know why, because they don't fit the line scheme, but it's really tough to see a -3 in there. It could just be a glitch, though. So hang on. Let me exit and come back in. And let me see if this works. Because sometimes, you get a little bit of a glitch going on. And sometimes it's actually 0. But no, this is a true -3, it looks like. So we can also go with Tanev there and DeMello on the first line. I know you guys don't like DeMello, but we can maybe do this. We can go +1. We don't get any pluses then for the top units. It's going to stay like that. But something to keep your eyes on is if we want to stack the lines, we get a +5 on that first line. And then we can go with maybe a +1 on the second line. The possibilities are not endless. I won't say that. But they could, they're nice for sure. We can look at different stuff. We can go with Hinola and Pionk. Hinola also grew to an 82 overall, so that's nice to see. You know, we can do this instead, maybe. This could be a good line. But for now, we're going to keep the lines how we kind of wanted them to be to start the year off. Just because, why not? I'm not sure if chemistry matters all that much. And then in the pipes, big Connor Hellebuck. So I'm going to do the power play. We're going to look at it here. We should get a +5. Yes, we do. But I'll get Neil Pionk off and put Cole Perfetti out there just because I want him to get some power play ice time with the first line. Second unit now is looking real rough. So let's go. Adam Lowry, I think, has the better face-off numbers. Yes, he does. He has 80 on the face-offs. Pionk can be here. Nino Niederreiter can be here. He's a left-handed shot. So let's get him on his shooting side. This power play is rough looking, man. Maybe we can get Jonas Brodin out there instead of like Alexei Afalo. Just, we don't want to give up any shorties, right? So let's do that. Okay, and Jonas Brodin brings it down to -1 because of his X factor, so that's nice as well. Anybody else we should be giving time to? Oh, I also do have to talk to you guys about a specific player who you will notice is not really up here in the NHL, so that's something that we will have to talk about as well. You follow Pionk, yeah, sure, that's fine. Get that, basically the second line out there. And then penalty kill looks like this. I think, yeah, Morrissey can be the first guy out there. What about Tanev? No, Tanev doesn't really like it. Okay. I like that for now. Kupari with Iafalo. Oh, Iafalo should probably go to the first, though. First line instead of Morgan Barron? How's that look? Gives a +1. Okay, +1, yeah, that's fine. Morgan Barron, Kupari, DeMello, and Tanev. And then third, Pionk, Hinola. I want Hinola to get some more time. So maybe instead of Dylan DeMello? But DeMello's a defensive defenseman. Yeah, see, these are the decisions you have to make as the GM. 88, 87, 87. And Ville Hinola has 86, 85, 88. More of an offensive guy, but got to get him to grow a little bit. So I'll keep it like that for now. And then Axel, I also have to learn how to say this name. Axel Jonsson Fjallby? Is that how you say it? Fjallby? I don't know. You guys let me know because I do want to learn how to say my players' names right at the very least, right? I feel like that's fair. Who can we throw in here? Maybe David Gustafsson goes in instead. Maybe Rasmus Kupari. Let's look at this. Kupari does not fit very well. Okay. Let's try Gustafsson. Does Gustafsson fit? Gustafsson does fit better, -1. All right. You know what? We'll keep it as David Gustafsson for now. And then 3-man penalty kill is going to look pretty rough. We'll go Adam Lowry, Kupari, Morgan Barron. Yeah, sure, that's fine for now. And then extra lines. Let's go Jonas Brodin. Let's not. We shouldn't stack it up. We'll go Pionk. Actually, no, we'll go Tanev. We'll just keep the lines the same. Tanev here, Brodin, Pionk. And then fourth line will be Hinola DeMello. Yes, that makes sense. Goalkeeper Velarde, I see a follow. Perfetti, Ehlers. Okay, cool. That's good for me, Josh Morrissey. And now, yeah, see, they're always going to go with the right defenseman. So when you're doing your lines, if you want to just go best lines, I understand that for sure because this takes forever, as you guys can see. But also always make sure that your 3-on-3 lines, they don't just have all your right defensemen in there because that's what they'll do. So I like those lines, extra attackers. I don't like having a defenseman as my extra attacker. So we're going to go with Cole Perfetti and Kyle Connor. I don't know. I just feel like defensemen don't make that much of an impact on either your extra attacker. Also, I'll get Perfetti in there. Maybe he can get a goal or something like that on the shootout. And okay, I like those lines. Goalies, we need Hellebuck to shut the door down. You've seen the lines. You know what we're dealing with. But I do have a question for you guys going into next episode. If we start to struggle, should we call up Chaz Lucius? He's listed as a depth forward. All right. So I don't think he's ready for like the third line or the fourth line. He did not get much offseason growth. Also, he only has 83 offensive awareness. So do we let him play first line minutes down in the AHL again, getting first line power play time, I'd assume. Yes, he is. Do we let him play down here? Or do we bring him up and maybe throw him on the third line? He can be there instead of David Gustafsson. It can be like Niederreiter, Lowry, Chaz Lucius, and then who comes out of the lineup? Maybe David Gustafsson goes here, Fjallby goes here, and this becomes Chaz Lucius, and so Fjallby gets out of the lineup, so it's Kupari, Gustafsson, Barron. You guys let me know about that, but for right now, we're going to keep the lines how they are. currently. 75, yeah, these guys have the same basically face-off rating. Okay, so we will leave the lines how they are. I'll get through preseason, and then we'll come back and we'll watch the first few games here. Definitely watch the home opener, as I always do, but I also have to do the scouting, so I'll be right back. Okay, so the preseason has now concluded. We went 4-3, so not great, not gonna lie, especially because other teams are not playing their top end players. But I did give Chaz Lucius here 4 games in the preseason, and he had 3 goals. So, I mean, I think he might warrant his 9-game call-up here in 3 games. He had 9 goals out here. Nino Niederreiter had 2 goals, 4 assists. Adam Lowry with 5 points as well, but we should start from the top. Kyle Connor here on that first line left wing had 4 points. Scheifele with 4 points, and Ehlers with 5 points. Ehlers seems to be the best simulator out of those 3. This this second line, disappointed in them. Only 2 assists. 5 points for Cole Perfetti, that's good, and 4 points for Gabriel Velarde, that's fine, but -5s across the board, -4, -4, and -5. Disappointing to say the least there. Chaz Lucius looked pretty good in his preseason debut. And then the third line, nothing to complain about. They are plus players. They have a few points. Good for them. Defense, the top 2 pairs are definitely doing their thing. 3 points for Josh Morrissey, also +3. 3 points for Chris Tanev, and +4. So that first line getting some chemistry for sure. Second line, Jonas Brodin with 3 points and a +4. And Neil Pionk with 3 points and a +2. But then that third line here with Ville Heinola, nothing and a -2, and Dylan DeMillo, nothing and a -3. So, not going to make any changes for sure. It's only preseason. And then goaltending was Connor Hellebuyck, .932 save percentage, and Laurent Brossoit, .922 save percentage. So the boys are looking good. Now it's just about starting the season, and I think, should I do it? Should I? The thing is, so we can go 10 games, right, with Chaz Lucius, and then we're going to have to make a decision. So I think, for the sake of maybe his development, let's keep Chaz Lucius up on the team. He's going to get his first ever game up against Dallas. It's going to be a tough one. We're going to keep the lines how they were for now. And Chaz Lucius, my friend, you're going to get the chance. Actually, I do want to check free agency, though, because we could use, like, a depth forward for injuries. There's a lot of forwards available, too. Okay, keep this in mind here, guys. Josh Bailey is here, and Blake Wheeler's actually here as well. But the problem is we don't have any cap space, huh? Crazy. Okay, we have no cap space, but Blake Wheeler's here, and he's an 85 overall. He could be a great player to play on our third line or our second line. Oh my goodness! But who do I trade though? But Blake Wheeler. Wow, this could be good for us. Hang on, he's an 85 overall. Bring him back to Winnipeg, man. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think I'm gonna try to find a way to do this because he could be a great right winger to play alongside of Cole Perfetti out there. So hang on a second. Okay, boys, and you know who the casualty is gonna be? I know in the first episode, somebody made a comment saying Dylan Sandberg should be rated higher. The fact of the matter is, he's a 78 overall at 25 years old. He's not going to get better than an 80. He's not going to get any better than an 80 overall. So we might as well send him somewhere where he can actually play some time in the NHL. He's making $1.4 million to sit on our bench. So freeing up $1.4 million of cap space in order to get, oh my gosh, and we can get a 4th round pick for him. We can get Ryan Suzuki. I mean, Carolina wants him, Colorado wants him, New Jersey. So we can send him to a Eastern Conference team that could use a defenseman, and that, we can get a 4th round pick basically to send him to Carolina. I think Carolina's a good fit for him. They love their defensemen out there, and he should be getting some time. Actually, let me make sure that he'll get time in any of these places. Hang on a second. I just want to do Dylan Sandberg right, because I do feel bad trading him, but I think we just can't pass up on Blake Wheeler out there. Did Blake Wheeler actually? Yeah, see, they need defensemen as well. Look at this. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I mean, they could use Dylan Sandberg. Could be a great player. He could play instead of Marcus Friedman. Yeah, okay, so let's send him out to Carolina here for a 4th round pick. I like that. I do feel bad giving up on Dylan Sandberg, but I mean, if we're going to move some cap to bring in Blake Wheeler. Did Blake Wheeler leave Winnipeg on bad terms? Because I don't actually remember. I feel like he might have, to be honest, but we'll take that deal for sure, Carolina. Thank you very much. Don't have to think twice about that. We get a 4th round selection in this year's draft, and we get Blake Wheeler. Basically, we trade Dylan Sandberg I mean, we have to make sure that we get him also. So he wants league minimum. I'll give you 1 mil, 1.25 mil. Is this going to be enough? Hang on, I want to make sure that I get him. I don't want this to be like the head coach, man. Okay, let's give him more. Let's give him 1.25, 1. Let's just give him what Dylan Simper was making. 1.4 mil leaves us with like 600K. I mean, Blake Wheeler, if you don't accept that, you're asking for league minimum. So 1.4 for Blake Wheeler. This could be huge for our second line. But then it kind of bumps out. Ooh, that's the thing, right? It kind of bumps out Chaz Lucius, doesn't it? So let's simulate a few days and see what happens. Let's hope he signs on. But here, okay, Jonas Brodin's fully healed. He did have a little bit of a lingering injury there. And, okay, he's going to make me wait for it, huh? Okay, Blake Wheeler is on. Let's go. So I got to get him up on the team for game number 1. Let's do it. And we are playing Dallas out here. So Blake Wheeler, even if he did leave Winnipeg on poor conditions, which he might have, I don't remember. But if he did, you know, you know, we always love to give second chances. We like to mend relationships. So, I mean, I don't actually know what he did. So maybe, or what he did, or what the dispute was. Maybe I shouldn't say that in case he's like, okay, maybe I really should have done my research. Actually, I'm thinking about really bad situations out here. But either way, I don't know what happened exactly. So I'm just gonna stop talking about that. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna stop talking about it. Left wing center. So we can go Blake Wheeler, Cole Perfetti, Gabriel Velarde. But now this kind of bumps out Chaz Lucius, doesn't it? I'll keep Chaz Lucius out there on the third line. I'll give Blake Wheeler some power play time as well. And we will see. So power play, let's see. But actually, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I don't know who to take off. Well, okay, we'll keep it for now. I might as well keep it for now. Get your guys' input on it as well. So Blake Wheeler, Cole Perfetti, Gabriel Velarde. Chaz Lucius, you're going to be playing on the third line with Adam Lowry and Nino Niederreiter, just because they were so good in the preseason. I'm going to want to keep them together. But I won't be, you know, if Chaz Lucius starts falling off, I'll send him down to the AHL, and we will roll with Alex Iafallo on that third line instead. And then Morgan Barron, Rasmus Kupari. Scratched players, we have Capobianco, Fialbi, and David Gustafsson. So I'm liking how this team is looking now with the addition to Blake Wheeler, who was our longtime captain, I believe, for, I mean, he played with us since 2011 now to 2024. Took a little bit of a break there, but that's like 13 years here in Winnipeg. So let's go, Blake. You're back in the blue and white. So let's go for your first game back for Chaz Lucius' first game in the NHL. Let's watch against Dallas, Winnipeg versus Dallas. This is yes, it is. This is a Central Division matchup here. I don't know the Western divisions as well as I know the Eastern. I will say that. But here we go. First game of the season underway. The first game of the season symbolizes how the rest of the season will go. So let's start this one off right, and we do with Morgan Barron getting a goal for us. Shots even, score is not. Second period now, 2-0. Kyle Connor starting his season off right as well, just like he has in the real world, which I love to see. And if you guys watched the playoffs last year, our slow sim was not great. We were giving up like 40 shots a game. And this one, we've kept those shot totals down a little bit. We killed the power play off as well. So things are looking okay here in Winnipeg. Maybe it's that 85 overall that we added onto the team on that second line. Joe Pavelski's going to score, but Jonas Brodin going to get an empty netter to give us a 3-1 win. And Connor Hellebuck has himself a game. He makes 30 saves for a .967 save percentage. 2 points for Morgan Barron, 2 points for Kyle Connor. That is how I like it out here. Joe Pavelski gets a goal, but not enough to give him a star. Oh, and now we have a rematch of round 1 in the playoffs. Let's go watch this one as well. I will do just some math simulation, but when we have a storyline like this up against Chicago, I mean, rematch of round number 1, whew, you know we got to go in and watch it. I wonder if they still have Patrick Kane. I don't know. First period, though. Okay, of course. JVR and Corey Perry score. These two old bums out there. All right, fair enough. Second period now. Okay, we come back. Cole Perfetti gonna score, get his first of the year on Phoenix Copley. But Tyler Toffoli. So they picked up Tyler Toffoli. Interesting. But then Neil Pionk gonna score on the power play. Hang on, we're not dead yet, boys. Let's crawl back into this one here. Let's do it. Come on. I know we can. A rematch from round one. I know we're still bitter about it, but it seems like Chicago has brought their A game regardless. Power play. We kill that off. We have 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left, 1 minute. Come on, somebody score. And we do. Mark Scheifele gonna score, our leader. Well, not our captain, but he's out there leading the troops, and we're going to jump into overtime. Overtime is underway here in the United Center. Scheifele versus Bedard on the faceoff, and we're going to win it. And Josh Morrissey now has space. He's out there, sends it over to Scheifele. Scheifele is going to take a forehand shot. He should have went over to the backhand, but he decides not to. And now Chicago comes down the other way after a good save from, I'm not sure who their goalie is. Here comes Seth Jones. Slap shot from Taylor Hall, saved by Hellbuck, and he's going to throw it out. Okay, I like to see that. EA maybe adding some realism into their game. Who would have guessed? There's Connor Bedard, gonna send it over to Seth Jones, who finds Taylor Hall. These three torched us last year in the playoffs. There's Seth Jones. His pass gets blocked, but Connor Bedard is all alone out there. We have nobody back for some reason, and Bedard's in on a breakaway. Oh my god, tried to go between the legs, but a monstrous save from Connor Hellebuyck. I love how the EA AI simulates out there with nobody coming back on defense. Copley, oh yeah, it's Phoenix Copley, is going to hang on to that one. It's going to be Cole Perfetti against Jonathan Toews. I don't like your odds, Cole, and Toews wins that one, as he has done so many times for this Blackhawks organization. Wins another face-off. And now here they come. Jonathan Toews with it. Tries to take a shot, but he's going to get nudged off that puck by Jonas Brodin. Brodin now sends it up to Nikolai Ehlers, who's one-on-one with probably a 77 overall defenseman who's going to torch us. Ehlers now with the puck. Takes a shot, saved though by Copley. Here is Cole Perfetti with it. Perfetti up to Jonas Brodin. To Ehlers in the slot to Perfetti. What a save from Phoenix Copley, who will hang on to that puck. Now it's Gabriel Velarde out there. Velarde loses the draw to Connor Bedard. That's not good. And Tyson Barrie sends it up to Taylor Hall. Over to Bedard. Bedard shot. Rebound. No, that's saved by Hellebuyck, though. Iafallo to Brodin. We have a 2-on-1, a 3-on-1, basically. Gabriel Velarde, though, gets poked, but he still has that puck. He's a big boy out there. Tries to take a shot, but that is blocked away. And Jonas Brodin will recollect that in the neutral zone. We'll get the first line change out there. Here's Iafallo. Iafallo in space. Hang on, around the bend. Here he is. He's going to go backhand, but saved by Phoenix Copley. Seth Jones going to move that up to Jonathan Toews. Taser over to Toffoli. Toffoli gets poked off the puck by Mark Scheifele. Surprised he didn't kill him. If you know, you know. Not that he's killed somebody, but, you know. He had a massive hit. Oh my gosh, that's a shot. Saved by Hellebuyck. The rebound almost trickled into the zone. Or to the nets. Good lord, my commentary's bad right now. Cole Perfetti versus Lukas Reichel. Two very young, promising prospects for their individual teams. And Perfetti gets the better of that face-off there. He has Josh Morrissey streaking into the zone. He's going to find him, and Morrissey takes that one-timer, which unfortunately does not go in. Now Perfetti in the slot. He loses to JVR, but Nikolai Ehlers back to pick that up. Perfetti, Josh Morrissey in the slot. Shot saved by Copley. And both these goalies putting on a clinic right now. Mark Scheifele. We got the first line out there to play alongside, or to play against their third line, but unfortunately we do not win that draw. And now here comes JVR and Lukas Reichel. Reichel over to Gino, takes a shot, but Hellebuyck again makes a save. Velarde loses the draw to Lukas Reichel. A shot on net to get saved by Hellebuyck, and Winnipeg goes down the other way. Iafallo with Jonas Brodin in the slot. Brodin shot, rebound's gonna go in actually, and Jonas Brodin finds his second of the year, and it's the game winner in overtime. He had an empty netter, and now he has a massive goal that sneaks by Phoenix Copley. Phoenix Copley got some of it, but not all of it, and the Winnipeg Jets have won this rematch of round number 1 in the playoffs. Let's go, boys. All right, so that was exciting. Now let's get to some simulation, and let's go down here to the St. Louis game, I think, and see how the boys play. So that draft scouting, yep, we got that under control. It's a loss to the Kings, a win, an 8-1 win against the Sharks. They know how that feels. Sorry, Sharks fans. 6-2 win against Colorado, and the Winnipeg Jets here. It feels like we are rolling through this season. 2 losses in a row there, but 7-3-1 are the Winnipeg Jets. Oh no, I accidentally went through 10 games. I'm such a fool. Oh my goodness, that's so annoying. I went through 11 games, which means Chaz, I'm so sorry, my friend. You only have, yeah, see, and if I would have stopped at 10 games, I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. I'm so dumb, man. Unfortunately, I simulated 11 games. If you guys are playing your GM modes, never, ever, ever make this mistake. If you have a rookie and you're not sure if he's, good enough to play in the NHL, you simulate 9 games. 9. He can play for 9, or, he plays 9 games. If he does not suit your needs, like Chaz Lucius, for example, only had 3 points in 11 games, right? That's not great. His growth is probably going to be better in the AHL, but now that he's up here in the NHL, he's going to burn a year of his ELC. So, if you are new to GM mode and you have a rookie, you're not sure if he's going to make the cut, play 9 games. If he has like 4, 5, 6, 8 points, 9 points in 9 games, keep him on the team if he's producing well. If he's not producing up to your standards, whatever number you set for him, he has to get 5 points for me to keep him up here. Chaz Lucius, he wouldn't have met that. He only had 3 points. So I would have, wanted to send him down. But now that he's played 11 games, me sending him down and just burns a year off his ELC. So is it really worth it? You guys can decide that for yourself. So never make that mistake in GM mode, please. But either way, we are, the rest of the team is looking okay. Kyle Connor with 13 points. Maybe I should just go to the other screen. I do want to see how that second line's doing, though. I'm not going to lie. And we might as well watch this game as well. Yeah, we might as well watch this game first because Chaz Lucius already played 11 games. So let's go in and simulate this game here. We are in Winnipeg going up against the St. Louis Blues. We have very, very similar records. 2 behemoths out there going at it. And Buchnevich going to start this one off well. First period ends 1-0 in St. Louis's favor. Okay, second period now. Can we come back in it? No, we cannot. Morgan Barron scores, but Victor Arvidsson gets one on Hellebuck. Shots massively in St. Louis's favor. That is not good for us. We need to find some offense here, boys. We got to push in the third period. We win the third period. We go at least to overtime, which would be nice to see. Hang on, boys. The shot's definitely creeping back in our favor, but we cannot find one in the back of the net. Benito Niederreiter is going to score with 1 minute left in the game. I'm not going to jump into this one as well. My voice is growing. I haven't commentated in a while due to, school and stuff like that. So let's see, how does overtime play out? Nobody scores. So now it's shootout time. And the Winnipeg Jets, the St. Louis Blues are going to score in the shootout. Robert Thomas is going to get one on Connor Hellebuck. And we drop that one in a shootout. But that is the last game of this video. That's the last game for sure. Adam Lowry has now been injured. Okay, that's not good. He's our third line center. That's really, really unfortunate. He's our first penalty killer over the boards when we got to kill one off. So let's get David Gustafsson in there for now. And I'll make sure I do all these lines a bit later as well, but we don't have to look at that. Let's look at the team stats and the player stats and see how we are performing. So in our division, we're actually third in our division, which is pretty weird. We're 7-3-2, and we're not even top of our division. That's unfortunate. Wow. We have a really strong division, I assume. The Coyotes with 15 points, Dallas Stars with 12. I mean, yeah, our division's pretty good. Everybody's basically hovering around 500. We are scoring 4.17 goals for per game. That is tops of our division. We're allowing 2.83 as well, which is the second best in our division. You like seeing that. Power play is weak, though. Only 12.5% on our power play. So once again, power play is definitely a weakness of ours, and our penalty kill as well. 81%, not good enough. Not good enough whatsoever. At home, we're killing it, though, which I like seeing. In the entire league, where do we sit place-wise? We are the 7th best team in the NHL. So if we keep that up, keep that pace going, we're going to be just fine making the playoffs wise. And we are the best offensive team in the NHL. And defensive, we are oh my gosh, Vegas only allowing 1.64 goals for per game. We are like tied for the 7th best defensive team or the 6th best defensive team in the NHL. So we will take that. Carolina, where Dylan Sandberg is. So good numbers there. Just the special teams are always a problem for these Winnipeg Jets. Let me look at the player stats as well, though. I forgot to do that. So we do have Kyle Connor with 13 points. And look who else, Morgan Barron, playing 4th line ice time. He's got 4 goals and 9 assists for 13 points. What the heck is going on out here? What is in the water in Winnipeg? Oh my goodness. Morgan Barron having a breakout season like this. That 4th line is killing it. See, this is the age-old question, right? My 4th line is point per game. Someone on my 4th line's point per game. Do I move him up to the 3rd line, to the 2nd line? Or do I keep him on the fourth line where he's producing 13 points in 12 games? This is ridiculous, dude. Holy cow, that's crazy. Nikolai Ehlers, 13 points, but -2. Okay. Blake Wheeler with 12 in 12. He's a +5 as well. Mark Scheifele with 12. And Cole Perfetti there with 9 points, +3. Nino Niederreiter with 8 points, +4. Okay. Gabriel Velarde with 8 points. Jonas Brodin with 8 points as well. Josh Morrissey with 7. Neil Pionk with 7. Adam Lowry with 6, and he was a +1. Unfortunately, he did just get injured. Rasmus Kupari also with 6. Chris Tanev with 5 is a +14, so that first line definitely doing it for us. Chaz Lucius with 4 points in 12 games. Chaz, I might have stunted your growth, my friend, but I do want you guys to know this is the big question going into the offseason. What do we do with Chaz, or sorry, going into next episode, what do we do with Chaz Lucius? Do we send him back to the AHL, just have him play all the time, try to get 60 points down in the AHL? And do his thing there? Yeah, like he's our third worst producing forward. Iafallo also with 5, but he's a +4. I mean, the craziest thing to me is Morgan Barron with 13 points. I mean, isn't this insane? Morgan Barron has 13 points. He has 4 goals and 9 assists. He's also a +14. He's our highest ± on the entire roster. He's got 13 points. He's tied for our league lead in points. And he's only playing a $9.50 a night. What is this guy doing? There's something in the water here in Winnipeg. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. He's also got a game-winning goal. He has no power play time either. Keep that in mind. He's got 13 points with no power play time. So if we take power play time out of it, he would have the most points on the team. He would have the most points because Kyle Connor would only have 11 points. So Morgan Barron is our leading even strength point getter. What the heck is going on? That's nuts. Goaltenders now. Connor Hellebuyck is doing okay. 4-2-2. It's actually, he's 500 really. He's like real 500. He's NHL above 500. He has a shutout, but he only has a .909 save percentage and a 2.94. I might have to give some more starts to Laurent Brossoit. He's got a 3-1. He's 3-1-0. He has a .932 save percentage and 2.4. His stats are much better. Granted, he's played half as many games as Connor Hellebuyck, but give him some starts, see what happens. Rookie skaters. Obviously, we have Chaz Lucius. And that's basically what our team looks like. Let's go to the entire league now. And oh my goodness, Kucherov with 23, Pasternak with 22, Evander Kane with 22, Nugent Hopkins with 21, Landeskog with 20, Elias Lindholm with 20. I mean, there's a lot of above point per game players out here. Guys with like 20 points. I mean, that's crazy. Patrick Kane went to the Montreal Canadiens. That's nuts. All right. Ovi with 11 goals in 11 games. Crazy stuff out here. This is just so absurd, man. I mean, the scoring from some players that you see is crazy. Noah Dobson has 16 points in 12 games. I love Noah Dobson. He's a great player. But 16 points in 12 games, that's a little nuts, don't you think? Okay, but fair enough. I mean, scoring's up in the NHL, I suppose. Quinn Hughes with 15 and 13 as well. So, fair enough. I mean, Quinn Hughes in the real world doing his thing. I think he has like 30 points or something like that already. So that's crazy, crazy stuff out of him. Next up, let's go to goalies and see. Okay, Pyotr Kochetkov. So, Carolina with Dylan Sandberg, they are keeping the puck out of the net. We will tell you that for sure. Kochetkov, 9-2-1. Yeah, he's a goalie. 100%. Jay Gottinger here with Montreal. Georgiev, Vasilevsky, Binnington, Robin Lehner, Spencer Knight, Linus Ullmark. So a lot of goalies out there. And that's what the league looks like. Now, the last thing we have to do is take a look at the trading blocks. If Alex Tuch's value has dropped, I would not mind going out and getting him. Only problem now would be cap space, obviously. But look at this in Anaheim. There's Cam Fowler we could add to the team. Ryan Strome, Alex Killorn, Ian Cole, Sebastian Aho. Not the centerman in Carolina, though. Brock McGinn, and some prospects after that. Decent players out there in Anaheim. Arizona has Max Domi. Max Domi, interesting. Could be a playmaker. We have playmaker. I mean, we kind of have Blake Wheeler on that second line, though. Doesn't really fit. Connor Brown, maybe for a penalty killer, could help us out. Mason Appleton's on their block. That's tough. Boston with no one. Buffalo. Yeah, see, they don't have Tuch on the block anymore, so definitely not getting him now. But we are playing well either way, so we'll take that. Nikita Zadorov out here in Calgary. Brady Shea, right? Yeah, Brady Shea. What's this guy's name? Oh my gosh, what's his first name? Dryden Hunt, of course, Dryden. Okay, Carolina with some prospects. Chicago with Jonathan Toews. Okay, this could be a third-line center for us. Jonathan Toews is on the block. He fits the fourth line, it says. This is very interesting. Look at that defensive category. He can also still get it. His speed is still okay for now. Offensive awareness 86. He only has 1 year on his deal, right? He doesn't have an extension. I mean, this could, and he doesn't have great trade value either. Like Ryan Donato at 82 overall has more trade value than Jonathan Toews at 85 overall. EA, fix your game. How does Ryan Donato, who's 82 overall, playing 12 minutes a night, a -4 and only 6 points, have more trade value than Jonathan Toews, who's 85 overall? He's also a -5 with 7 points. Like, he has more points. He plays more time on ice. He's the same plus minus. His defense is 5 stars almost. Like, how does this happen? How does this happen? It makes no sense to me whatsoever. All right. In Colorado, there's Arturi Lehkonen, who's on that decently sized deal, $4.5 million. Columbus, they have Boone Jenner. Boone Jenner could be interesting, but pretty high trade value. I'm not sure that's going to work. Dallas Stars, Jamie Benn, no thank you. Tyler Seguin, no thank you. And then some prospects after that. Detroit with Kopp, Petrie. Petrie's on a really good deal, and he also has low trade value. What is going on here in EA land? Jeff Petrie, 3 points in 3 games, or sorry, 3 points plus 3 in 12 games. He's a two-way defender. We don't know what he fits, but that's okay. He's playing their second pair. He could play third pair D for us. He could be a replacement for Dylan DeMello. He's making the same amount, and he's 3 overall higher. Like, you see what I'm saying, boys? The trade value system makes no sense. Edmonton has some prospects. Florida, they have prospects as well. The LA Kings with Philippe Danault, Thomas Tatar, Forbert, to some other players. Minnesota, we stole Jonas Brodin for them last year. This year, they have guys like Matt Zuccarello, 86 overall, with a lower trade value. Actually, Brian Hartman's also 86, so that one I'm not as mad about. But look at this. Frederick Goudreau has more trade value than Marcus Johansson, and probably more trade value than Matt Zuccarello. Does he? No. They're close, though. Okay, fair enough. Montreal here, Josh Anderson, no thanks. Christian Dvorak could be an interesting player for us. Kasperi Kapanen, Brendan Gallagher, all right, fair enough. Nashville with Ryan McDonough could be somebody. Will Butcher as well. New Jersey Devils, they have, oh my gosh, Aginla's on the block. Dude, medium elite player on the block is hard to say no to, but again, where are we going to get the trade value from, right? Where are we going to get the trade value from? Got to think about that. New York Islanders with some prospects. The Rangers with Barclay Goudreau, and then some prospects after that. The Sens with, oh my gosh, it's a fire sale out here. Matthew Joseph, Ren Picklick, Tyler Clevin, and then prospects after that. Philadelphia, Scott Laughton. Oh, Scott Laughton's always on the block. He does him so dirty. He's always on the block out here. Teddy Blueger's also on the block. Like, Teddy Blueger probably has more trade value than, I don't know, Jonathan Toews. You know, it's crazy. Pittsburgh with some prospects. Braden Yeager? Are you kidding me? Braden Yeager's on the block out here in Pittsburgh. He's a 19-year-old, a 74 overall. He's going to be ready for the NHL in 2 years. He's 21. He can still grow then? Are you joking? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. San Jose with Burrows. Seattle with Tyler Myers. Tyler Myers could be interesting. Got 2.4 mil after his nuts deal. He's a big boy as well. Could be a good depth piece for us, but I'm not saying we should go out and get him. Maybe at the deadline, that's a move. St. Louis has Braden Shen, right? Braden, right? Yeah, Braden Shen. Oh my gosh. Kevin Hayes, obviously. Vladimir Tarasenko came back to St. Louis. That's fun. You like seeing that if you're a St. Louis fan, I guess. Victor Arvidsson, Alex Edler, Kyle Okposo, Matthias Janmark, Sam Lafferty, Josh. Of course, he was a Senator. How do I get that wrong? Messed up. Tampa with some prospects. Toronto with John Tavares. So they had Morgan Riley in free agency. Now they have John Tavares on the block, but he's got a boatload of money. And oh my gosh, they're 2-9-0, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Who do they hold up? Why did it go so wrong here in Toronto? They still have Matthews, Marner, Riley, Tavares. They don't have Nylander anymore. Maybe that's the problem. They still got Bertuzzi, Liljegren up to an 84, Kyle Yarncroke. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. John Klingberg, Luke Shen, Jake McCabe. I mean, they still have a decent team. They're not a 2-9-0 team, that's for sure. Like, they're fine. They have similar overalls to us. It's weird. That's a weird situation out there. Looking at Vancouver now, they have some depth pieces and then some prospects. Vegas with some prospects. The Washington Capitals, last but not least, with Vladislav Gavrikov, Nicholas Jensen, TVR, and Gavin Bayruth. I don't know who this is. 30-year-old, 78 overall. And that is what the trade blocks look like, my friends. So if you saw anybody interesting, the guy who I like the most is Chicago. But after they destroyed us in round one, I'm not sure if we want to go back and make deals with the devil out there. We can always see who's on the block closer to free agency as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to give it a like, comment if you're new, and subscribe to the channel. We always, out here, we always take your guys' advice into, consideration. I always, put it in my little hive mind. I try to make the best decision for the channel. Both comments today said go after Tanev. They also did both say to go after Alex Tuch. So a bit of a give and take sometimes, but usually I try to do what you guys say because it makes it that much more fun for me. It makes it that much more fun for you guys. You guys can be involved in the decision making as well. We're kind of like a council out here. It just so happens sometimes, because you guys, I'm not blaming you guys either. You guys don't have all the information that I do. I can go in, make a new save file and see how much it takes to trade for Alex Tuch. And let me tell you, it took a lot. It was like 3 first-round picks. And quite frankly, I don't think Alex Tuch's worth that much. 3 first-round picks, Chaz Lucius, guys like that. It's a bit of a struggle sometimes, and it's not your guys' fault because you guys obviously can't log into my my system here and look at exactly the trade values we have and what's exact. So, but definitely your thoughts and comments are much appreciated. I do my best as always to get back to you guys in a timely fashion and see how it can work with the series because it makes it that much more fun for everybody. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave comments about who you guys like most on the trade blocks and what you guys think that I should do about Chaz Lucius. Do I just send him back down to the AHL and let him play, get 60 points, 50 points and call it a year and say, oops, I messed up, but we just burn a year off his ELC. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. Or do we keep him up here and try to get him to produce, put him on some power play time, maybe the penalty kill and see what he can do? You guys definitely give me your thoughts and I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Peace out.